It's our final week of our So Steady 6 weeks of deals, and we are ending strong this week with one of our absolute favorites, the So Steady Grid Glider. This fan favorite tool transforms your sewing surface into a slick surface for you to have your fabric glide smoothly every time. No snags, no drags, just smooth controlled stitching every single time. Plus, a built-in measurements on the glider itself, so it will help you stay perfectly aligned for more accurate seams and flawless piecing on all of your sewing projects. And this week only, when you add a So Steady Grid Glider to your cart, we are giving you a free polish kit to keep your table ready to have any project glide through that needle area with ease. Ideal for free motion, template quilting, or really any sewing surface where you want your fabric to move freely. It's the perfect upgrade for every quilter and sewer who loves precision and a clean, smooth sewing surface for any kind of setup. Want to win big this week? Like, comment, and share on this video to enter. Buy the featured product for bonus entries, and don't forget to sign up for our weekly prize giveaway. Now, in addition to that, we are going to give you your last chance to sign up for our big grand prize, which is happening Tuesday, December 9th, this coming Tuesday at 10 a.m. So you need to sign up for the enter to win on the grand prize before then. This is huge. This is a So Steady wish table like you see right here with one of our travel and project bags and our smartphone lounger, plus our Elevate quilt box. This amazing box right here, you can get it for our current quarter, or you can wait and get it for the next quarter that's releasing just on 2 weeks. That is a total value of over $875. So definitely want to take advantage of that if you can. Don't miss out. It's your final week to sign up for these deals, score these prizes, and don't forget to join us on Tuesday, December 9th, where we will have live giveaways. We'll be unveiling all of our new calendars and some new programs for 2026. And of course, you're going to have these bonus entries to win. So we hope to see you on December 9th at 10 a.m. during our customer appreciation event. Happy holidays.
Good evening. Here we are. It's Tuesday night, and my friend Linda Lombardo from Michigan is here, along with Deb, our Cactus Deb from Glendale, Arizona. I almost said Alabama. I have my friend Linda from Ravenna, New York. And Linda, congratulations on your quilt being in the calendar this year. Just absolutely beautiful quilt. Your work is gorgeous anyway. KMD is here from Texas. Welcome. And Anna is here. And Carla's here from Oklahoma City. And Jean is here from Mount Vernon, Washington. So what we've got tonight, guys, is we are going to do another blog with the Tacoma template. We're going to do a block, though, that's not in the book, okay? Let me review the Tacoma templates here. As soon as I get unwound, for some reason I'm all wound up in my cord from my headset, which I have to wear because for some reason my wireless one isn't working really great. Our Tacoma comes in 2 sizes. Now, the 2 sizes are identical in every way except the size, okay? They are an 18-inch and a 12-inch, and you'll see how compact the 12-inch is, really nice and small. Our 18-inch, however, is quite a bit larger. Now, the Tacoma, I'm going to turn this off and see. Okay, yeah, we can see good. What I want you to notice is that there are arrows here on the Tacoma templates. And the Tacoma 1 template has the arrows going from the center out. The Tacoma 2 template has the arrows going from the outer portion of the template to the center. What that does is that shows us what direction we are going to stitch our templates in, okay? The design today that I've decided to show you actually is not in the book. I may have already said that. But here I'm gonna show it to you drawn out. We're gonna do circles. I think this is so cool. I love this. And the thing I really, really love about it more than anything else is the fact that it could be templated either in big circles, small circles, all the way through, or it can be templated in these I like to call them diamond shapes. Whether they're truly diamonds or not, I don't know, but they do definitely look different. So what we've got going on here is I have got my top fabric with 24 reference points on it, and I did use the ultimate 24 crosshair ruler, which I really, really love. I absolutely love that. Let's see who else is here. Oh, Jan O'Grady is here, and she is getting winter back from Southeast Nebraska tomorrow. We actually have been having snow today and tonight and tomorrow. Who knows when it'll end, but on the upside, it's not below 0 anymore. Pam is here from Maine. Hi, Pam, welcome. And Lee, good evening. Glad you're here. We're going to do some more templating tonight, Lee. Okay, and they do look like curvy diamonds, Lee. I really, really like them. I think they're so cool. So here is our 24 reference line Ultimate 24 crosshair roller. Okay. Now remember, guys, when I am doing these lives for you, what I am doing is I am doing these lines in permanent magic, permanent Sharpies, only because I want you to be able to see them. Okay. The other thing I like about them is that they're nice and um, sharp. They're small lines. And that's one of the reasons I like this air and water soluble ink pen. I know you guys have asked me about it in the past. It's a fine line disappearing ink. It will disappear. So don't mark things in the evening expecting them to be there in the morning. They won't be. Don't ask me how I know that. Anyway, what I've got here, my quilt sandwiches, I've got my top fabric. My top fabric has attached to the back, and you can tell it is there because of the shininess, my Templey fuse. Now, I know I've said this before, and I think this is worth repeating, that I have used other products, and once I tried the Templey fuse, I discarded the other products. I just felt that the Templey fuse doesn't cause any stickiness or gumminess on my needle. It goes on beautiful and nice and dry, and it keeps the softness of the fabric. It doesn't make my fabric stiff in any way. So I can even use this on baby clothes and be very, very comfortable in the fact that the infants and children won't get scratched up from it. I also have my reveal fabric, which is glue basted to the batting. Now, I don't have a back fabric on here, and I've explained before the reason that I don't do that is because I like to put these practice sandwiches in my file folders with the templates. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to work with template one tonight. Now, template one, as I showed you before, has arrows pointing out. Tonight, we're going to go out and back in with this template. Okay, so let's go ahead and put the template down on the pin. These templates are made to work on the pin. There we go. I'm going to line up each reference line on the bottom marking of my ruler. Oops. Remember, I have a very, very small machine, so my template does not fit under the harp or the throat of my machine. I have to hold it off to the side or towards me in order to make it work right. Now, what's going to happen is my foot is not going to ride all the way into this cradle area. I'm going to put my needle down on my reference line. So here we go. Going to bring up my bobbin thread. Okay. My foot back down and put my needle down. Now, real quick, I'm going to see if anyone else has joined us. Carla, does the deal day or toy work for the 24-point crosshair? You know what, Carla? Try it. I Oh, Linda said it does not work on the crosshair rulers. I'm sorry, Carla. Okay. What I will do is I will call Stacy in the morning and ask her if she's willing to go ahead and let that happen because we're going to be using it again next week as well. So I'll definitely see if we can make that happen. Okay. All righty, here we go. We're going to take that one stitch in place. Take your time. You definitely don't want to rush this process, but you do want to make those stitches just a little bit shorter. So what you'll notice is my needle may be going up and down a little bit faster than it normally does, but my hands are not moving any faster than they normally do. And get rid of some threads there. Okay, I do have staple tape on both sides of my template. And my needle height or my foot height looks to be pretty well adjusted. I wish I was well adjusted. Just kidding, guys. Okay. I couldn't resist that one. I'm going to come up and up to just near the end here. Remember, we're going to be trimming these blocks down. Okay, so now I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to take this template off. I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to line up, get that out of the way. I'm going to line up that third line here on my next reference line. So this would be reference line 1. This would be reference line 2. So this is going to be reference line 3. I'm going to come down and I'm going to meet up with this reference line 3 that I have. Every reference line is used. It's either stitched on or the circles will touch on a reference line. Okay, and turn so you can see better. Let's see if I need to, oops, I went too far. See if I need to adjust my camera. There, I believe now we've got it. Okay. And here we go again. Again, needle moving a little faster because I want to make sure that I keep those stitches just a little smaller. Stopping on the reference line. Again, my foot isn't going to go all the way in. It's not going to cradle that. And we need to come around here. And I need to be making some gymnastics with my templates because of the fact that my throat is very short here on this machine. I probably should have brought out my bigger machine for tonight. And one more. And we're going to stop right here. Needle down. Okay. Now, this looks pretty, whoa, I'm sorry, guys. Let me okay. There we go. Sorry about that. Now, this looks pretty cool like this, right? So if you wanted to, you could skip the next reference line and do those three again, and you would get this design repeating. But that's not what we're going to do. So now I want to flip my template over again. And remember, we're going to go here. It's 1, 2, 3, and we're going to line up on 4. Whoa, guys, almost did that wrong. We want to turn our reference line around, or our ruler around this way, because we're going to be making circles. Okay. Oh, and yes, these are going to be perfect circles. As long as we keep everything lined up, okay? I just love how they stack on one another. And because we're using the same template, you'll notice that each intersection matches up perfectly. I love it when something comes to fruition so nicely. And we're going to stop there. Okay. And come out to the edge. Okay, we're not going to make it all the way out to the edge, but it's okay. See, I'm just going ahead and coming out this way. We're going to be trimming that off, so I'm not overly concerned about it. So now we're going to come back and lay our template down. We've flipped it over again. Oh, come on, you. There we go. Again, I can't emphasize this enough. Okay, we are lined up on the bottom line of our template here, we have stable tape on both sides. That is a must. I'm going to move myself over a little bit here. I am working with the 18-inch template, and I have a 15-inch block. The reason that I make my quilt sandwiches, my practice sandwiches, 15 inches is because fabric is usually 44 to 45 inches wide. So what I get out of a 15-inch cut of fabric is 3 blocks. I find that the most economical use of the fabric. And if nothing else, my husband will tell you I'm cheap. I prefer to call it frugal. He just calls it tight with my money. Although he should be happy that I am, right? Okay, so now we've got the first half of our circles done. We're going to go ahead and take that template off. My hands don't want to work real well tonight. Now we want to place the second half, so we need to put our template on in the opposite direction. Okay, and all the way around here. Now, is it important that you use the template one for this design? Not really. You can use the template 2 for it as well. However, I like how the template 1 does the circle when it's closest to the center. And let's take a look at who else has come in for us. Oh, there's my friend Ronnie from Northeastern Arizona. Welcome, Ronnie. Grad music. Good fabric use tip. Oh, thank you so much. The 45-inch. Linda likes this. She thinks this looks pretty cool. I actually really like this one too, Linda. I just hope we're going to make it all the way around, but we may not. Okay. Don't forget to take that hesitation stitch on the line if you're not going to be able to stop. I prefer to stop with my needle down, then I know that I have set that stitch there and I have nothing to worry about. And here we go. Now this time when we get to the ends here, we're not going to do a lot of traveling like we did last week when we got to the ends. What we're going to do, and you can see I came off of my template a little bit here, is I'm going to move my template first because we don't have that far to go this time. We only have a short area that we need to travel. And on we go. And I'm not quite over the top of my template. It always helps me. I don't know how you all feel about it, but it helps me if I'm over the top of my template as far as I can be. It helps me to see exactly what's going on and where I'm at. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to come in and we are going to flip our template again. Is this cool or what? I love this. Absolutely love this. And we're going to stitch out. And you'll see how perfectly they align. I like to slow down a little bit when I'm getting towards my line. And this will be our last circle on this rotation. There we go. I want to make sure you guys are seeing this. Well, there we go. That's a much better view. Very good. Okay. So now we need to come this way. So we're going to put our template. Whoops. We're going to put it the other way. Okay. We want to come here and go this way. So the template has to go like this. But we need to turn it first. Sorry, guys. We're going this way. We want the bulbous part to meet. And we only need to go that far this time. There we go. I came off of my template a little bit. No worries. This is why we call it practice. I have one student that dislikes the clamshells for that reason. But I truly believe if you take your time, you will be just fine. I don't think the clamshells is a template that you should rush through. Of course, I try never to rush through any of my templates, but that doesn't always work either. Okay, I'm going to flip it over and we're going to turn it around. And you'll notice we have our line on the same reference line when we flip it. There we go. Just nice and easy. Slow down when you're coming to the line. Try not to move your template like I just did, although it's not the end of the world. You can stop your stitching like I did just there and go ahead and realign it. And nobody will be the wiser. What do you guys think of this? Is this cool or not? I don't know if Leonie had ever intended for this template to be used like this, but here we are doing it anyway. Okay, all the way up to the top. Now I'm going to flip my template over. Whoops, there we go. Flip it over like this. Oh, here we go. Right? Getting directionally challenged tonight. But if you talk to Ken, he'll tell you I'm directionally challenged all the time, especially going through New Mexico. Oh my goodness. That's one we'll never forget. I was being the navigator. I suggested to him that we take an alternate route that looked like it wouldn't take us quite as long. Bad choice on my behalf. What I didn't tell him is the two-lane road through the middle of nowhere with lots of hills and lots of curves. But we did make it out of there eventually. Okay, here we go. I said Amarillo, I meant Albuquerque, I'm sorry. Amarillo's in Texas, Albuquerque's in New Mexico. I told you I'm directionally challenged. Okay, here we go. We're definitely going to get through half of this. I don't think we're going to be able to stitch the entire block, guys. And I debated doing a little before class too. And I thought, oh, well, there'd be plenty of time, right? Okay, we're just going to turn things around a little bit. Again, I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. Don't forget to take that little bit of a hesitation stitch there. And we can stop right here. We don't have to do any traveling. We're going to flip our template, line it up, come down, and there we go. And stop on the line. This really is a beautiful template to use. I think the more that I use this set of templates, the more I enjoy them. Now we have accomplished half of our block, and we're going to stop right there. Okay? I just don't believe we have enough time to do the whole thing, guys. Okay, I'm going to take that out. There we go. Here is our circles. I guess we could call this circle mania. I'm not really sure what I would call it, but I do know it's a lot of circles. We can template this a couple of different ways. Well, Lisa's here. Hi, Lisa. Joins us from Texas. Let's see what she has to say. She's finishing up a quilt based on some of the range's blocks. She said she wishes she would have thought of this design. Lisa, that's awesome. I hope that you go ahead and post pictures of those blocks for us in Westerly by me, okay? Which is going to be so steady stars here in the near future. In case you didn't see today's customer appreciation program, make sure you watch it. There's some very exciting things happening, okay? So we'd like you all to see that. Okay, so let's take a look at some templating. How's that sound, Lee? I did not pull my snips out beforehand. I apologize. Okay, got them now, though. Okay. I am going to uh, get a quick drink here. Lee says, let's go. I love your enthusiasm. Okay. What do we need? Seam ripper, and we need a snips. And I also hope that you don't get distracted by the dog barking at our son outside with the plow. Plowing for the second time today, I believe. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about where we want to cut, because what we want to do is, again, I explained this last week, but we can't emphasize this enough. Make sure you mark the areas you want to cut. Do not use a Sharpie, guys. Use a pen or some kind of writing implement that will erase in case you get a mark on the wrong area. So, out of these first few, let's go ahead and take some of these curvy diamonds out. I'm just going to go ahead and make some marks here. Let's just take a look at what those are going to look like. And then let's go ahead and we're going to leave just an empty one here. And let's take out some circles. And let's see what those are going to look like. Okay? I think that it's going to be a tough call on this one. It's going to be six of one, half dozen of the other, I believe. And we've got dogs barking everywhere here because of the plow outside. Okay, make sure that when I stick my seam ripper into this fabric, what I like to do is I like to kind of wiggle it back and forth and feel it with my finger. And that helps me to determine whether I have one or two layers of fabric in there. And I can pretty much tell when there's only one. And that, gals, comes with practice. It's a shame that everything we do, we have to practice at. We can't be experts at the first time out. But that's just the way life is. We had to walk before we could run, right? And we had our great grandson here with us this morning for a little while. And he has learned to walk, and now he has learned to run, and he does not slow down. And this great grandma is getting just a little too old for that, I'm afraid. Love him dearly, but he is activity on steroids. Oh, goodness. Okay, here we go. There we go. And he called his papa today, papa for the first time, and Ken's face just lit up. That was so special. Okay, here we go. Remember to go ahead and leave some border here. Does a couple things. Helps that template hold that fabric down and creates a really nice bond so that when you wash your project, it stays nice and secure. Because if you look at this is what we would lovingly refer to as raw edge reverse applique. There we go. What you think? I'm liking that. Now, as these get smaller, they're going to get a little more challenging. But you know what? We are quilters. We do not shy away from challenges. And the nice thing about these lines is they are a great indication of where we need to stop. Oops, there we go. Almost made an oops cut. And you'll see this doesn't take long to cut out. I do a lot of twisting of my block when I am cutting out, when I'm templating. It just makes my life easier. And here, this is the real tiny one. When we get to the baby one, you really have to be careful. Oh, guys, I'm sorry. I'm cutting it out of frame. Hi, Kathy. Oh, you do hear one now. Yes, I know. I apologize for that. I'm gonna just see which way I've got to go to pull you in a little bit here. There we go. This is where I stop cutting, right on that line. And it turns out perfectly every time. Maybe a little slow at this because I want to make sure that you're seeing everything. And here I need to just adjust this a little bit to make it sharper. There we go. And I think I'll do it from the inside out this time. Make it easier for myself. Gotta know which way I'm going, guys. Everything in the camera is backwards. And I have hard enough time when I'm upright, so going backwards can be a little bit of a challenge for me. There we go. And again, I need to cut out just a little bit more here. And you'll notice on that one, I didn't turn the fabric or the block. And that's probably why I didn't get a good cut there. There we go. This way. Okay, there we go. Oh, one of these days I will learn which way to turn without going in the wrong direction. Okay, come on you. I do very much like using this camera. It's much more professional, but it's also has its challenges for someone who, like me, is structurally challenged. Okay, there. Let's go ahead and snip that a little bit. And it's okay if you have to go back and snip a little more. I would much, much rather go back and have to trim up an area than to have to pull out too much. Oh, Ronnie, how nice. Ronnie's got her son home before he leaves to go back to Oklahoma tomorrow. Well, I'm so glad you get to spend some time with him. I hope the phone isn't too small. Uh, to see what we're doing here. Okay. It's funny because when we take a look at times to do our lives, it's right now, it starts at 7 o'clock on the East Coast. So I assume that you're almost finished with dinner or finished with dinner. 6 o'clock in the central, well, the Eastern Midwest, we could call it. And we usually are just about finished with dinner here then too. Then we get to 5 o'clock Mountain Time, which is dinner time, and 4 o'clock Pacific Time, which is still afternoon. A lot of people are still at work at 4 o'clock. So, is there a really good time for everybody? Probably not. And in Australia, it's morning, and in Sweden, because Nan does pop in here quite often, it's evening, late evening, like bedtime evening. And whoops. Okay, here we go. This way again. Um, so we truly have a worldwide audience, but the nice thing we have is the recordings so that we can come back and watch this at a time that's more convenient for us, or we can watch it again to see what we've missed. And the lives that other educators have shown, trust me, a lot of them I have watched more than one time. Oops. I think part of it's just trying to work around my sewing machine too. There we go. Right. I'm just going to cut that because we know that this part is going to be trimmed off. So here is, there we go. Let me pull it back. What do you think? Look at it. Lee's Curvy Diamonds. Aren't those pretty? I love those, guys. I really, really do. But I'm also anxious to do some circles. So let's go ahead and do some circles. I'm going to, yep, there we go. Do that stitch ripper. Okay, love it. And one more. Now, the other thing you can do, of course, is use a high contrast thread. I do that when I'm doing a live for you so that you can see everything. I think it's so very important for you to see what I'm doing. There we go. Oh, a couple more, and we'll be ready to start snipping away. I'm going to go ahead and take my pin out, my tack out, because I keep hitting my hand on it. And these tacks are sharp, aren't they? Okay. There we go. We got you where you can see very well. Now, truthfully, I think the circles probably are a little more difficult simply because you want to make sure you get them nice and even all the way around. And if you don't, you can go back and trim out. Best to take less than more. You'll see right here, I actually need to go back and trim just a little bit more here. I definitely want to do that as opposed to taking too much out the first time. There we go. I'm gonna get that other small one out of the way too. I don't know about you. I know some people like to do the easier things first. Not me. I like to do the tough stuff first, and then it gets easier as I go along. Small snips, small snips on circles, I find always work better. Go ahead and get the whole thing snipped out. There we go. And you can see I've got a couple of areas here where I have to go back in and do some extra trimming, but that's not a problem, is it? And there we go. Oh, one more little area right here. There we go. Now those don't look too bad. And trust me, they are not perfect. Okay? They definitely are not. So let's go ahead and get the next ones. Where are we? There we are. Okay. And I do like to hold this flap, but I'm not pulling the flap. If we pull the flap, we're going to get frayed edges, which we don't want. We want those edges to remain nice and smooth. And that's what the template views helps us to do. Now, I will tell you when I wash this, these template areas or the template projects, I do wash them on a gentle cycle and hang or lay them flat to dry. I do have one here that I did with a regular wash cycle, and I put it in the dryer. I actually put it in the dryer, and you know what? It still turned out pretty doggone cool. I really like it. But it was one that, um, well, my dogs got a hold of it, and I didn't want all the dog hair on it. So I just thought, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and do it. It's just a pillow that gets used a lot at my house, and it's okay. It doesn't have to be pristine and perfect. Not much in my house is pristine and perfect. Trust me. And here we go. I like to leave that little extra margin here. Some people like to leave less. Some people like to leave more. I'm a more kind of gal. Okay, we've got a few more. Just gonna see. Okay, you know what? We're liking this. Everybody is really liking it. I think it's cool. I really do. Okay, couple more. I love the fact when doing template, we have options. And in 2026, which is not that far away, guys, I am going to be doing a class that will emphasize Template. I think that'll make Lee happy. I miss doing it. We've had so many other wonderful projects and processes that we've worked on in the past year. But I really just wanna get back to Template. And Stacy has given me her blessing to do so. And and I noticed many of you were present today at the customer appreciation, and I know that Stacy and company all appreciate you. I want you to know how much I appreciate you too. When Stacy asked what I if I had any words of wisdom or anything in particular that I really wanted to say, it was that you all are very important to me. You're friends and family. You're not just customers or a name on a computer screen. You're much more important to me than that, and I am honored you let me into your home and share part of your week with me, and I don't want you to think for 1 minute that's lost on me. I look forward to seeing you, I'm sure more probably than you you're you look forward to seeing me. Uh, worry about you if I don't see you for a while. Round we go. And it doesn't even make me dizzy. How awesome is that, right? Oh, I think we're gonna have time to do this 3rd row of circles, which I was kind of hoping for. There we go. Of course, when have I ever finished on time, right? Now we've got one more here. I didn't really need to use the seam ripper on this because 'cause we're coming right in from the edge of the block. Oops, there we go, and this is what I'm talking about. Now, if you really, really wanted to, you could template the inside the curvy diamond as well as the circle. And you just would need to remember to leave your border here between the 2 of them. What do you guys think? Oh, I love the circles too. You know what? This is a tough one. I like them both. Okay, so let's go ahead on this and do the curvy diamonds next to the circles, just 'cause we can, okay? Now give us an idea of how it's going to look if we did it that way. Sometimes the only way you can tell if you're gonna like something is to try it, right? There we go. Again, I'm gonna take this small guy out first, okay? I got a little close this time, you'll see right here. Not the end of the world. I am not gonna go back and make all the other cuts that close, though. In the grand scheme of things, it will likely not be noticed. There we go. We wanna get just between those circles with a nice sharp point. Oh, wow. This really showcases the circles. Oh, guys, I'm liking this. This is drama at its finest, I think. You know, the more that you practice this skill, the easier it's going to become, and the more consistent you will become, which is always a good thing. Consistency is the key. It's a key to stitching beautiful stitches, and it is the key to cutting beautiful template. And we become consistent by practicing. I know when I was a kid, practicing used to kind of be a four-letter word. And now that I'm an adult, I can't get enough practice. I want to practice more. No, housework is a four-letter. Okay, we're just gonna go ahead and grab this out of here. And there, look at that, guys. Isn't that beautiful? Let's see. There we go. You get a real good look at it that way. So we've Carla likes both. Um, I like the point that you make here, Carla. This is really important. It would be a matter of what is going on with the reveal fabric. You're absolutely right. Because if you take a look here along this area, you're really not seeing the drama of the reveal fabric. You're only seeing mostly the gold and very sparse areas of color. But if you come into the circles, you're really seeing a lot more of the color, which adds to the drama of the reveal fabric. This vivid orange and yellow in there and red and blues. And believe it or not, this fabric is right here in this reveal fabric. So the reason, and that's the reason I chose this fabric. This would look good in an orange, it would look good in a sunshine yellow, it would look good in a dark green. It would This reveal fabric would go with a whole lot of different colors, and it would just be stunning in any one we picked, I believe. Well, guys, yeah, it is hard to choose which one looks best, Lee. She said it's hard, but they all look amazing because they do all look amazing. And, I really like this idea of pulling all of it out and just leaving the very borders here in there. I think that looks awesome too. Well, I hope you guys like tonight. Grad said oh, you're funny, Grad Music. I love you. You're awesome. She agrees with my vocabulary terms. Oh, yes, definitely. Oh, Debbie, thank you so much. I really appreciate you so much. And I'm glad that you guys are enjoying this. And yes, we will see you next week. I hope that you're here next week. And we will be doing one more of our Tacoma templates. And hopefully, for some of you, maybe you'll be inspired to try them. That would be my hope for you. Well, look at here. Rebecca already says, I can't wait to try it. Awesome. Awesome. Don't forget, post your things in Westerly by me. And I hope that you like, subscribe, and share. Really important to us. Are we having coffee in the morning? Why, yes, we are. And we are going to work with the flying bell curves, Linda. So I look forward to seeing you then. And until we meet again, let's quilt.